We're rolling.
Are we?
Hold on, let me get it. Okay, cool.
So for Easter, we are making one of the fanciest meals that we make, the beef Wellington. And I'm going to show you how to make it. You requested it actually, right?
I've been requesting it for every holiday.
All right. Well, the first thing you need, I know people usually see tenderloins in single sizes, but this is an actual strip of tenderloin. We're going to season it with salt and pepper. Maverick's going to be a part of this.
That was a quick cutscene. What do you have to tell people that are intimidated to make a beef Wellington?
It is one of the easiest, fanciest meals that you can make. The only seasonings you really have are salt and pepper. Anyways, I'm gonna lap up these seasonings with the tenderloin. And then, I already got this pan really hot, and so I'm gonna put some olive oil in there.
Excuse me, baby.
Roll the olive oil around a little bit. And then I'm gonna place this filet right in the pan. Now, we're not actually cooking this. We are just searing it to lock in the juices. You'll see what I mean. Just get a nice sear on each side. You might want to use some tongs because we're actually going to pick this thing up and sear the bottom and top side as well. Look at that, already a nice sear. That's why it's important to get the pan nice and hot. And this is going to trap in all the juices. Yeah. And you roll it around. Don't be afraid to use the side of the pan. This tenderloin is, it's not straight, round.
We're filming.
Like I said, very important to sear the bottom and the top to pick it up.
Oh,
Place
yeah.
it in the pan just like that.
I wouldn't have thought of that. Have you explained what a beef Wellington is yet?
It is a puff pastry wrapped tenderloin, and it is something that a lot of the fancier restaurants do. Make sure I got on this side. Like I said, we don't want to cook this. We just want to make sure it's nice and seared. Got a nice clean plate here. And I'm going to place it in the plate. Now, what I'm going to do is while it's nice and hot, I have Dijon mustard. Now, you don't want too much of this. This really, really comes out. And since we're applying it while the heat's still going, it actually absorbs this Dijon mustard into the tenderloin. Even if you don't like mustard, I promise you, this is such an important aspect, and you won't even taste the mustard aspect. It just really brings out the heat and the flavor of the tenderloin. Yeah, a little bit goes a long way. I think last time we made this, I put too much Dijon in it, right?
Just a little, but it was still delicious.
Yeah. And you can really smell it too. It's strong. It's very strong. If you notice too, I didn't put too much salt on this. And the reason being is we actually wrap this in prosciutto here in a second. But first, I'll let this rest a little bit. And then you gotta come over here and do the mushrooms. So whatever your favorite mushrooms are, put them into your mixer. Put a little bit, probably about a tablespoon of garlic. Then add salt, pepper. We're gonna give this a mix because mix up well. We're gonna puree these mushrooms. Pretty good. Look at that. All right, now we're gonna take this. We're gonna put it into a clean hot pan. I have this pan nice and hot as well.
Oh my gosh, it was just gorgeous outside and now it's thundering.
I love it.
And it's so cloudy.
I love it. All right, put the mushrooms in here. I'm gonna spread this around in the pan. We want these hitting as much surface area as possible. The reason for cooking the mushrooms like this is we are just trying to extract all the moisture out of them. And while this is going on, I'm actually laying out some prosciutto here. So what I did is I took some cling film and placed it out. And if anybody doesn't know what prosciutto is, it is
Really salty raw bacon.
It's not raw. I mean, it's dry cured, but I mean you can eat it right out of the package. But yes, it is very, very salty. But we're gonna lay these out, overlaying each other on top of the film, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap our Wellington in this prosciutto.
Maverick wants to be a cameraman. Get an A for multitasking. I'm carrying the baby and doing fancy
Yeah, you're
smashing
doing
camera
great.
work. Oh no! Oh no! Oh
Yeah, just work. If you look, you can really see the moisture coming out of the mushroom. All right, now that most of the moisture is out, we're gonna come on over here and lay it out right here on our prosciutto. This is going to line the inside and be a barrier between the Wellington and the prosciutto, and it is phenomenal. I'll take a little pepper. Like I said, it doesn't need any salt. I'm gonna take a little pepper and put it over the top. And then, the most important part, just placing our fillet right there in the center. Now, this part is cool. So we're gonna take this and lightly
That's how you do
push
it.
the Parma ham over. Now the trick is, you're gonna grab the end and you're gonna twist this into a nice tight ball.
Okay, so to recap, you seared the meat, you put a coat of mustard on it, then you laid out the prosciutto,
Correct.
and you chopped up the mushrooms, cooked the moisture out of it, laid the mushrooms over the prosciutto, and then you wrapped it.
Correct.
All of that's super easy.
And now I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator for 15 minutes, so it can kind of form up in this position before we put it in our puff pastry. And while that's going on, we're gonna make our puff pastry. This is really interesting. I'm gonna wash my hands. All right, you got all of me? We're gonna make our puff pastry. I have 3 cups of flour here, very easy. I have 3 sticks of butter, 3/4 cup of cold water. The butter is cold, by the way. Some salt. So I'm gonna...
Do you need cold butter or does
Yes.
it not matter? Okay.
Cold butter and cold water. I couldn't actually tell you the science behind it, but I just know that.
We know that there's science.
Done that, you know, that's the science behind it. Anyways, that's why I cut up these pieces of butter, because it's so difficult to mix together when it's cold. Toss my butter in there. Mix it around. I should have grabbed a clear bowl. Now, this is going to take a while for me to mix around, so.
Do you want me to?
Well, I'm gonna toss in my water first. And keep mixing. We're gonna cut this and come back when we're actually mixed. When?
When?
All right, so got the dough all mixed up. And like any other dough, I'll lay down some flour to roll it out on. It's so interesting how this dough differs from a regular dough. You can tell with how much butter is in it. Maybe that's why it has that flakiness to it. All right, I'm going to transfer this over here. All right, now that this is decently formed, I'm gonna put it here in our puff pastry.
So you've taken it out of the saran wrap.
Correct. You don't want to leave the saran wrap on. I'm hoping I didn't cut too much off, but all right, I'm going to, same thing, roll this over. I have a little bit of egg wash. Spilled. So I have a little bit of egg wash that I'm going to just brush on the inside of this one. And I'm going to keep folding over. That was the perfect size. Just mush that together. And just use that film and twist it.
God bless you.
We're gonna put this back in the
bless you.
refrigerator and let that form up.
You said that while I was saying God bless you. Do you want to say it again?
Yeah, that's fine.
We're rolling.
All right, so the one I actually prepared, we're gonna make that for Easter. So what I did is I prepared 2 other ones from what I had left over because the filet that I got was huge. So I got these ones all ready to go. These are the ones that we're gonna cook right now. Oh yeah. Beautiful shape to that, look at that. Pastry is a little bit thinner on this one. We'll see how they turn out each. All right, and then I'm going to get the nice golden brown color, is brush my egg wash over the top of them. Egg wash, you can use different types, but this one is just the egg yolk and some water. I think that's a perfect one to get that browning color. Sprinkle some salt over the top to give it a nice crust to it. Should I score it with a knife to make it look fancy?
Sure.
We'll see if it works. Just the back of the knife. You can really do whatever kind of pattern you want. And then we're gonna put this in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on how you like yours done. We'll see how they turn out. All right, it's been in there for about 25 minutes. Pull it out. How pretty that looks. I took the other one off there because we're actually having that for supper tonight. Jessica reminded me. Now, we don't want to wreck the puff pastry underneath, so that's why I have that big spatula. And then we're gonna let this rest for 5 minutes. Ready? All right, cutting into it. Hopefully it's done on the inside. It's very difficult to find the temperature, but I think we might have it at the right temperature. Be very gentle with it, by the way. This is a puff pastry, so. Please be good, please be good, please be good. That looks great. Maverick's banging her head against the microwave. How does that look on the camera?
Amazing.
Oh, good. That's how you do it. Incredible.